Should I tell the lover's wife? My 30-year-old girlfriend and I, she had a months-long affair with a coworker, 20 years older than her, in early 2019. He has apparently been happily married for over 20 years and has 2 children. Shortly after I found out, I messaged his wife on Facebook and told her everything. I later found out that he had logged into his wife's account posing as her, so he was not chatting with the wife but with him. Of course, he deleted the conversation, so she still doesn't know about the affair. We tried to reconcile, big mistake, and broke up a few months ago. A few months after the affair I developed symptoms of antibiotic-resistant mycoplasma genitalium, yay, and since I had never, ever had sex with anyone else except my then GF, I concluded that I must have got it from her and she must have got it from him. I told her that she needed to inform him of this to prevent further spread, but who knows if she actually did. Around 2 years post-affair we get another lovely infectious disease surprise. My GF's pap smear revealed that she had an advanced HPV infection which required surgical excision because if left untreated can turn into cervical cancer. So this lover very likely gave us 2 STDs, one of which is potentially life-altering. Since I'm the world's biggest doormat, we went on for a few more months before breaking up. Towards the end of the relationship my ex-GF was getting super sketchy with her phone, quickly swiping out of SC when I'd walk by. I caught a glimpse of it and saw that she was chatting with the lover from before. I didn't bother with trying to investigate further. I emotionally got out of the relationship, stopped doing it with her, and we broke up soon after. My question is, how should I inform the wife of the OC? Given the health implications, I have a moral obligation to let her know, as I highly doubt her husband has told her anything. Based on her Facebook profile they appear to still be together. Since he monitors her Facebook account I can't reach her through that. As far as I can tell she has no other social media. Her early 20s daughter is active on Facebook and IG. Would it be terrible of me to tell the daughter about her father's affair? I'm out of ideas on how else to expose him. Tell the daughter and everyone else, including HR. The guy is essentially a patient zero, with no remorse. Blow up that little world he's fighting so hard to protect. In fact, you should message the wife account and screenshot the conversation to see if he intercepts it and show to her later on, to show his level of deceit. He cheats on his wife and even intercepts her messages, so he hasn't left you many options. You could contact the daughter and just tell her that you have important information for her, but her husband has been intercepting the messages. Tell her there are moral and health issues she needs to know about and leave your phone number so she can contact you directly. No need to get into the nitty-gritty details with the daughter. This is the approach I think is best at this point. Give the daughter just enough info so she gets me into contact with her mom. The lover/daughter appear to be very close, so I worry that she may get angry and tell him off. Hope you have the previous message saved so you can inform the wife what he did. Yes, the OBS has the right to know about the affair and she was not consulted during the affair. She was just as innocent as you. In fact, to make your WS prove to you how remorseful she is, she should do this with you. She needs to also apologize to his wife as he made a choice to deliberately cheat with him. If she doesn't want to, then you know where her loyalties lie. Update: this was perhaps the single most bizarre experience I've ever had. I reached out to the 20-something daughter in the kindest way I could think of, asking her if she could put me into contact with her mom since I suspected that the lover was monitoring the wife's Facebook account and deleting messages. I didn't want to contact the daughter, but if you read my previous post, I had no other way of reaching out to the lover's wife, and since there were potential health concerns, STDs, I felt morally obligated to contact her. Unfortunately, since my first failed attempt to inform the lover's wife back in early 2019, the lover was very protective of anyone else coming home with the gossip. The daughter was hostile towards me from the beginning. She had some knowledge of my attempt to contact back in 2019 and she believed I was a madman with a vendetta against the lover who was trying to break up her family. She refused to pass my phone number to her mother and, instead, demanded irrefutable proof of cheating. Of course, like most of us, I only had pieces of the puzzle, but not a smoking gun. My ex was good at covering his tracks. All affair communications were carried out in Snapchat. I had more than enough evidence though. Any reasonable person would see that. Texts between me and the ex mentioning his name in relation to the affair. A screenshot of a Snapchat conversation between the two of them flirting and talking cute. Screenshots of my original attempt to expose his mistress in which he suspected the mistress of controlling his wife's Facebook account. Loads of screenshots where out of nowhere the lover starts liking every single post my ex made on Facebook when the affair was active, so many pieces. Eventually the daughter starts to kind of get it, but suggests that this only proves an emotional affair, and that her mom didn't really need to know about it. I explained the whole process of how I eventually got my ex to admit that she had sex with the lover. This happened in a couples counseling session. I also explained that I had to be treated for an STD shortly after the affair, and that 2 years after my ex went in for a pap smear and found that she had an advanced HPV infection that required electrosurgical excision since there is a chance that it could turn into cervical cancer. I did my best to emphasize that I was not seeking revenge. Felt I had a moral obligation to inform the wife of possible risks to her health. So in the end it's in her daughter's hands. She told me that she would handle it and demanded that I cease all future attempts at contacting any member of her family. I hope that her conscience will kick in at some point, but honestly I don't know if it will. If all she does is push for her mom to get a pap smear, that's all I really care about honestly. I'm sick of this. My mind is still blown. I'm really starting to wonder if I actually did talk to the wife before when I made my first attempt to contact her in 2019. It was so similarly bizarre, kind of like this time, that I didn't believe it was her that I was talking to at the time. My new theory is maybe the wife just doesn't care and wants to stick her fingers in her ears, and maybe everyone knows this and it's accepted that the husband goes out and plows randos. An open secret. More likely I think the daughter is just being horribly selfish. She has a destination wedding coming up and I bet she wants a nice pretend happy family for the cameras. That, and it really sucks having to go to 2 Christmases every year. It's not your job to prove or convince anyone that their spouse cheated on them. It's your job to make a good faith effort into letting them know what their spouse did, and the risks they have. Which you have more than done. Good on you. Now it's time to just back away and leave it be. OP, thank you. This is how I feel. I gave it the old college try, twice. It's time to bury all this trauma under a mountain of new wonderful experiences. I really hope she puts her mother's health before her father's feelings and tells her mother so she can get tested. Lover is utterly vile. OP, he looks utterly vile too. Kinda chubby/flabby, crappy tattoos that look terrible, and such an ugly face. I'm like Fabio compared to this dude. Saw his Tinky Winky too, and it's nothing to write home about, lol. I have no idea what my ex found attractive about him. Not attorney advice, but you can report your STD to the state health office, whom gave it to you, affair partners, etc., and the state health office will contact them. I know this because I saw it used in a case to prove an affair. Boom. Any idea where they live or where the wife works? Try LinkedIn. Could send her mail there or call the location. OP, I have an idea of where they live based on public records, but I don't think that helps me. I don't want to go door knocking. If he has the audacity to intercept her Facebook messages, then he probably opens her mail too.